Assalamu alaikum and good day everyone. So welcome back to our Mesib Open Online course on public speaking. Today we are going to touch one element of public speaking that is on audience. We would like to know what the audience is interested in and what we should know as presenters. Well, the first one, we would like to know the idea of audience-centeredness. We know that keeping the audience foremost in mind of every speech preparation and presentation is very, very important. Every time we prepare and present a speech, the first thing we have in mind, who will be the audience? There are some questions related to this matter. Number one, we should know to whom am I speaking to during the speech. And also we need to know what do I want them to know for the speech, as well as what is the most effective way to compose and present the speech, to make the speech effective. Next, there's one term known as egocentrism. What does it mean actually? There is a tendency that we know of that people really concerned above all with their own values, their own beliefs, and their own well-beings, because we know very well that people are egocentric themselves. They pay so close attention to messages that affect their own values, their own beliefs, as well as their own well-being. So sometimes when we give a talk or give a speech, the audience would think, why is this information important to me? So that's the question they have in their mind. So being a good speaker, you will have to really care about this thing. Well, we would like to divide some topics with regard to audience. Firstly, we want to check and see demographic audience analysis. Firstly, when you give a talk, when you give a speech, you must know way in advance the age of your audience. Are they kids? Are they school children? Are they professional? Are they adults? Are they senior citizens? Are they young? They are old? And this is one of the considerations for you before you start your speech then. Gender is also a sensitive issue. When you prepare your speech, then you must have in mind who you are going to see. If they are all females or if they are all male audience, you should have in your mind. You have to really mind with your words, because gender sometimes is very sensitive. The next one, religion is too personal and so highly subjective to some people. So please bear in mind, you will have to really choose your nice words when you talk about religion, because this is very high sensitive. Try then to use good diction, choice of words, and try not to offend to any religion, because you have to be fair, in the sense that don't touch any sensitive issues with regard to religion. The next one, you know, this world that we comprise of so many races, ethnics, sometimes we have different cultural background. These are things that you also need to really pay attention closely, because race issue, ethnic and cultural background sometimes can lead to misunderstanding and confusion. So please bear in mind, so try then to mind your words for this case. The next one, maybe you need to talk in front of group membership. They come from a specific group. So try then to fully understand who the audience are. You will have to do a bit of, let's say we call it homework. Try to study who they are, what their backgrounds, the don't and don'ts about their group memberships. This one will help you a lot when you deliver your speech. Well, the next one, we would like to inform you a bit with regard to situational audience analysis. The size of your audience. When we talk about the size, you should know how big they are. If a small classroom, whereby then participants are like 10 to 15, you can speak loudly. But what about the crowd, the big crowd, thousands of them? You will have to think then how to cater these people. The next one is with regard disposition toward the topic. You must have in mind the interests of your audience, something you need to analyze. Next one, you also have at least the basic knowledge. Who the audience are they students, are they teachers, are they professors, are they professionals? You should have some ideas with regard to the knowledge. And also, you will have to think of their attitude. Sometimes then you will have to face, audience that's really beyond your expectation. You have to have some ideas about this particular audience before you start your presentations. Well, the next issue is with regard to adaptation to the audience. A good speaker would do this. Firstly, they would do a bit, we call it as audience adaptation before the speech. What does it mean? They would make a bit of homework, they make study with regard to the audience. Who the audience are, what they like, what they don't like. They might want to know this and that. So as a good and a seasoned speaker, you must have ideas, you must have knowledge. You will have to adapt before the speech. So this one will make your speech easily done later. But sometimes, if you don't have much time, for the second case, this one is considered as audience adaptation during the speech. Maybe sometimes you have done a bit of adaptation audience before the speech, but out of the blue, your expectation was totally different. And then you face totally different audience. Let's say they are very hostile audience. They are not so receptive. So you will have to adapt during the presentation itself. Well, audience, so that's our analysis on the audience for today in order to make our speech, smoothly run. That's all from me today. See you again next time. Bye.